Sorry about making you, pull us around.
This is a rescue, right? This ain't some elaborate setup for a gangbang.
How's the crew settling in?
Man, we gotta get a new place. That studio shit ain't working at all.
Spent too much time in posh hotels?
What's up, Internet? And today we are going to take a look at Saints Row the Third. And it is the third game in the Saints Row series, so it is appropriately named. It's also the first game in the series that I played. Now, I do own the first two games and have put time into them, but they didn't really capture me like Saints Row 3 did. But that's probably because Saints Row 3 feels like a complete departure. While the first two games felt, at least to me, like a self-aware GTA clone with a sense of humor about itself, Saints Row 3 is kind of just a wacky open-world game that is best really experienced than explained. So what sets Saints Row 3 apart from the GTA series, and why am I even talking about it? Well, you first realize that you're playing a special type of game when you discover that there is a button mapped for crotch shots. Yep, there's a button where the sole purpose is kicking or punching people in the nuts. Additionally, you can sprint towards a person and unleash a flying wrestling move on them at will. It never gets old. At least I never tired of it. The game centers around the 3rd Street Saints once they've risen to fame and fortune. They have their own brand of clothing, energy drinks, and they license themselves out to comics and movies, whether some of them realize it or not. As it goes, there are people that see them as a threat and they want to bring them down. What ensues is a ridiculous adventure that has you driving, flying, skydiving, wearing furry costumes, going nude, rescuing an auto-tuned talking pimp, as well as a naked giant. And if that doesn't seem weird enough, then you need to jump in and see what all the other weird things you get to experience are. It's almost as if the development team had meetings and anytime someone said, "Wouldn't it be funny if?" it made it into the game. And that's not a bad thing. I've played through this game a number of times and did so again for the purpose of this video, and it was still a blast. At the game's core lies what is essentially a GTA clone, but it does a lot of things right. First off, the driving is done very well, at least for the time. The cars handled great, and they have a very arcade-like feel to them. They do not feel realistic at all, which I feel is great. Hell, the game has what is essentially a drift on command button as well. I felt that GTA 4 tried to get too realistic with its driving physics, and it was a shit show. Saints Row 3 is a joy to drive. I will add that for some reason, the driving felt better on the Xbox 360 than the PC, and I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but I felt that the vehicles were a little bit more responsive on the console. The combat is the best I've seen in a GTA clone. I covered the melee a little bit already, but your main character, which you designed at the beginning of the game, feels very good to use. The hand-to-hand combat is fun, feels satisfying, and it also has an arcade-style feel to it. The gunfighting is good as well, with a huge assortment of firearms. Even though the game has been out for years, I won't spoil the selection of weapons, as some of them get pretty crazy, but of course there are the standard handguns and automatic weapons too, which feel great. As you progress and rank up, you get unlock upgrades, and by the end of the game, depending on your choices, you can become completely invincible. And I don't just mean overpowered, literally invincible. It's up to you how you spend your in-game money on upgrades, but the option to be 100% unstoppable is there if you choose to go down that route. But you have to be a very high level to finally unlock that. Typically, you'll have completed the main story by that point. While I had glowing things to say about GTA 5, I think Saints Row 3 stands as my favorite open-world game. In my eyes, it does everything right, and it even still looks great, especially on PC. My favorite aspect of the game is the writing. It's filled with smart, clever jokes with a mix of toilet humor sprinkled in as well. Actually, it's probably more than sprinkled in, but I don't think it's over the top yet.
Oh, I'll go with rescue then. I would shake your hands, but them floors were a little sticky, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm good. Find a moist towelette or something.
Each time I play the game, I'm completely entertained. I love the voice acting. I always play as a female because of Laura Bailey. Her voice acting is perfect and adds a lot to the main character. But to be fair, I'll play pretty much any game in which she is a voice actress. She's very, very good. The game also includes a lot of small touches that go a long way. You can walk up to anyone and either say something kind, dance, or otherwise greet them. You can also insult them if you want, which is usually hilarious. You can vary up the things you say and do as well, although not on the fly. It includes many different stories where you can customize your character's look, and there seems to be no shortage of options available. The character creator is near Mass Effect level in terms of how deep you can customize their look. Additionally, it includes a real estate mechanic where you can buy properties to gain control of districts, and in turn you earn money from them. It's not something to skip either, you can earn a significant amount of money from it. If you've not yet traveled the streets of Steelport, then there's never a better time. It's very cheap on the 360 and the PS3, and even less expensive on the PC as well. I would recommend the PC version, as the DirectX 11 version is noticeably better looking than the console counterparts, but you can't really go wrong either way. I first played it on the 360 and had no complaints. Whichever platform you choose, make sure you keep using that one if you decide to play Saints Row 4 and Gat Out of Hell afterwards, since you can import your character into the later games, but you can't do it cross-platform. Unfortunately, the later two games are not as good as Saints Row 3 in my opinion, but are still worth a look. Saints Row 4 in particular has a lot of very funny moments, but the atmosphere gets very dark and gloomy, which after a while kind of lost its effect on me and made the game a little less enjoyable to play. But anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a like, give me a dislike, or subscribe if I completely blew you away. Doubtful, but hey, here's hoping, right? Anyway, thanks for watching again. I hope you have a great day. See you later.
Who went crazy, Angel or Killbane?
I should probably look into that. The point is, Angel hates Killbane more than you do. You should be willing to help.
Got a location?
That's the tricky part. The luchadors are attacking him at the